Hey, my computer says 11 o'clock, so we'll get started with our regular public meeting on April 8th, 2025. You have any public comment before we get started?
I just have a question. When Tori and Nicole was here about these two houses, where are we at as far as
I've
that?
not heard anything from Betty. Betty was trying to get the titles cleaned up and we have to take over the titles. I haven't heard anything. There was some issues with maybe banks were involved.
Okay.
So, I don't know where that's at. It might take a little time.
Have you got clear title to those paid apartment buildings?
Can tell you for sure, you know.
I think that was still, don't quote me, but I think that was under the Opportunity Bank, part of the Opportunity Bank issue.
Uh-huh.
And I think also those houses were part of that Opportunity Bank. So I don't
Yeah,
know,
that's all I've heard is there's some banks tied into them.
last I had heard, it's been 6-8 months, a year ago, that there was something in the courts on that. Now I don't know.
We'll ask Betty this week and see if we can get an update on that.
I do know Betty sent the paperwork for that property on the corner there off to Sonia, to that district office to do that title search on there. That's the last I had heard on it.
So when banks are involved, it's a lot more complicated, or?
Well, the banks, they want to get paid out before we put it up for tax.
They want money.
They'll take over the property, but they don't want to take over the property because they want to clean it up, so
Okay.
there'll be a negotiating there. Okay, any other public comment? Anything online? Okay, commissioner update, Tom, you got anything?
Yeah, April 3rd, went up to the slab crossing on 2031 just to do the final walkthrough with John. Everything was looking good.
And then we paid that, the last invoice was just delivered today, so that slab project should be complete. And John, you did say it came in under budget, couple of 20,000.
22,000 on budget.
What an engineer service.
Is that your bonus then?
No, I'll be totally honest, 100% honest. The engineering was over budget because we started that in 2021.
Yeah, the original budget was 400,000, ended up being 690.
The construction part was under budget.
So how
about that?
How do construction costs go up double in 8 years? It's crazy.
Well, it was tail end of COVID and
Yeah,
nothing has come down.
it's just crazy. Anything else? Lou?
No, that's all I got.
Robert?
Yesterday, April 7th, juvenile detention meeting. It's kind of our annual meeting, setting budgets. That was via conference call yesterday. The budget was all approved for the grant request. Grant request was $46,388. This is, what is there, 10, 15 counties. In that, I can give you the handout of all the counties that are involved in that. Interesting thing that I found yesterday through this conference call. I don't know if you all are aware, but Cascade County charges $260 a day to house a juvenile inmate. Yellowstone County is at $235 a day to house a juvenile inmate. Those are the figures that through this juvenile detention board that kind of came across. So those were kind of a couple of interesting numbers. Grant request was approved, so they're going to send that in so we can get off and running for another year in the current budget.
So where do we send our juveniles?
Last one's Yellowstone. Maybe he's did twice last year.
And that doesn't include transportation.
No, you gotta get them there and pick them up and
So if they got to come back.
hold them before and after, whatever it takes.
So did the tribes participate in that too, or is that just?
Well, if it's tribal, tribes take care of theirs, and if it's non-tribal, we take care of it.
Because they don't have, do they have a juvenile center in Copper?
That was up at the last,
I don't think it's open.
that was discussion at the last council meeting. I shouldn't say last, that was brought up somewhere, if it's a tribal council meeting or something, or maybe I read it on Facebook.
This is for our attorneys here this week. Okay, I guess, last week I went to Helena, we did our property casualty trust rate setting. That insures all our buildings and equipment, all our vehicles and, it's gonna go up about 5 to 7%, depends on what your mod factor is. Brockton Lagoon, if you go by the Brocktons, they started working on the Brockton Lagoon, project. That's a tribal project for this community of Brockton. The county worked on water pressure for the town of Brockton, so we're gonna work on that. I mentioned that last week. We're still doing the monthly water testing. We have a lady out of Culbertson that is a certified water tester, so like tomorrow at 2, we'll go get the water samples, so we still do that monthly. The town of Culbertson, we just signed, they're gonna put out bids for the county airport there for our, that's gonna be a office and shop for the new snow removal equipment. So that, we put it out for bid last year and, bids came in way high, I mean, extremely high. So we changed the dimensions of the building and made it a little simpler building. And we put it out for rebid, so it'll go out here next month for rebidding, so hopefully that project can move on. The funding's already, most of that is federal dollars, 90% federal, 5% city, 5% county. And I guess, Lindsay, are you on?
I am.
We did get an email on the ARPA funds and, we already have all our ARPA funds spent. Is there a report coming up on those or are you staying on top of that?
Yep.
I think there's a major report coming up here in the next month. So we just got an email reminder on that. So I just wanted to make sure the public knew we're keeping up on those ARPA funds.
Yep. It's due by April 30th.
Does DES have any updates? While we're talking about updates, don't you have an LEPC meeting coming up?
I have an LAPC on next, let's see, it got changed. The 16th at 7 p.m. in Bainville at the fire hall.
That's gonna be a tabletop.
And yeah, we'll have a tabletop exercise, wildfire at a buffalo ranch.
Burgers.
That's all I got.
Okay, thanks.
And that ARPA is just closing out year end. The funds got, radios, the election machine. This is just a closeout for the ARPA.
Cops for the cop.
Dash cams.
Dash cams. Where are they at, Lindsay? Are them coming here?
Dash cams are in. Last I heard, I talked to Chief Deputy O'Connor. They're in. They're just waiting for them to get installed. So those dash cams have arrived.
Good.
One thing I did forget to, April 2nd, I believe that was Wednesday. I thought it was on last week's, but we had a safety rigging training for the road department. All the road employees showed up for that. We had Anderson Crane out of Billings, I believe was his name. He came in, did a 2-3 hour training, how to properly rig for lifting. That went off real well for the guys. We've got a little bit of an update on that on the safety side of things. So
Is that Stark County or any county?
just Roosevelt County. Doug and I attended that.
Okay. Stuff going on. Anything else? Okay, so then we'll go on to minutes. Motion accepts the minutes from the April 1st meeting.
I'll make that.
Second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes, minutes for the month of March. Zero.
Make a motion to approve.
Second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Administrative issues,
I'll recuse myself from this.
yeah, this is, I'd like to have a motion to have Taves Auctions list our semi that we've wrecked and maybe some other road equipment on their auction site. I'll second it, for discussion maybe on this. Something Robert kind of suggested, but he said it was up to me and Doug on doing it or not, but we've done various ways. We've tried sealed bids. And it just doesn't work. I mean, you get maybe some employee that knows what they have, they'll put in a low bid and that's what we get. We just haven't had very good luck. The only thing, we sold those 2 trailer houses in McKean. We got good prices on that, on a sealed bid. I don't know how we did that. It was during the right time of the year, the right time, but it's other equipment that we've sold. You know, we've sold various stuff just on sealed bid. So we have to present it to the public, so the public has a right to get it. A lot of times the employees say, I'll buy this from you for $1,000. We can't do that. We have to put it out for the public to have a fair chance at it. And the way these auctions are going with the online, it seems like that's working pretty good. So I'd like to try this once. And we have that semi that we've already gotten paid out for insurance. Still, it's wrecked, but it has good stuff on it. And there probably could be a half dozen other items maybe we could pull from the road department and set out front there and put them up for an auction. Once you set this up, what is it, a 2-week thing online?
Yeah,
How long
so
will
this truck and these other items I would use are the Auction Time. It's the online platform that we use. It's a worldwide. I've sold tractors that have went overseas on it. So it'll be mainly through the online platform of Auction Time. We would go out, take all the pictures, get all the information, list it up with that host, put it on there. I like to have at least a week, if not 2 weeks, for advertisement. And then the bidding is open for 1 week. So it opens on a Wednesday and the bidding closes on a Wednesday. So they can bid on it for 7 days.
And how do you get paid? Is there a percent of the sale?
So I
Or is there
charge,
set fee?
it's a percentage of the sale.
Okay. There's no set fee. If we don't sell it, then what happens?
If there's no set fee, what I have done in the past, if it's a no sale deal, I generally have eaten it in the past.
Is there a contract we need to sign on?
I can, if this is approved, I can bring in a contract to get approved. A lot of them I go on just a verbal and a handshake. This one, we go on the word. Out of full disclosure, when I list something online, I charge 13%. I charge 13% for anybody for my online sales.
Okay.
And then I charge a buyer's premium on the backside of it, and that offsets the fees that I get charged from the company to host that sale on site.
I'd like to try it once and see how it works.
If this is approved, we can try it on that Peterbilt and see how it works. And then if there's other items that the county wants to list, we can go back and do it again and add more. Try it on one. We can put a reserve on it if we have a dollar amount in mind that we think the truck is worth. I think it should sell pretty well from the auction standpoint. So those are my 2 cents from the backside.
Any questions, Lou?
Nope. So I think that'd be great.
Robert, is there anything like, do you guys have to approve them after so say X sells for $20,000, you guys have to approve that it sells, or would you do that through a reserve thing?
We would do that through a reserve. I tell all my customers that I'm not in the auction business to give things away. Everything definitely has a value to it. This truck, for instance, if somebody come in and the highest bid was $5,000, I wouldn't sell it for $5,000. That's me personally. It's worth more than that. So we would set a reserve in there that would be discussed. Bring Ken and the road guys in and say, what do you guys feel that truck is worth? Realistically, we all know what we want to get out of it, but what's your realistic number of where you feel that truck is worth? We'd set that up on there, and then we would just roll it through the system. And we've had very good success with just straight online sales. We've done simulcast sales through this host through Auction Time. And then the link will be put up for everybody to view it and see where it goes. It's a 2000 remember the year on that, 2000 something Peterbilt truck. That's the one that the, front wheel bearing wheel came off of. That was another Peterbilt.
And we've already replaced it with another one. We got the insurance payment. We've already replaced it. Any other questions, comments? Bill?
Would any other companies be interested in doing this? Do you have to ask other companies? I mean, I know you do it.
No, and this is, and it's a good question to ask. And this is from the auctioneers that I am. There's another company in Sydney, Montana Auction Company, that a guy could reach out to and ask him. Out of full disclosure, he would be the closest one. The next one that I know of down the High Line would probably be out of Big Sandy.
How about Rick? How about Rick? Does he do online? It's all.
Doesn't do online, he's just live only. Maybe out of Miles City.
I don't think there's anybody else from Roseburg.
So is that nobody else local?
No, there's nobody else local.
But yeah, we got it. And we want to be fair to everybody in the county.
Yeah.
If there is somebody else wants to do it, the next one, we'll give it to them. We can do that too, you know. If there's somebody comes out.
Yes.
Any other questions? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye, motion passes, claims. None, pay raises, Clarice Chilstrom, annual pay raise, motion to accept.
Make motion.
I'll second. Let's see, aging services, Cook and Troy. Question, comments, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Passes, motion to pay raise for Robert Armstrong, sheriff.
Make motion.
Second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Passes. Annual pay raise for Dyson Russell.
Make motion.
Second. That's also sheriff's department. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Passes. Stacy Green, annual pay raise.
Make motion.
Second. Yeah, it's 911. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passes. And Devin Sandler to full-time deputy.
Make motion.
Second. Discussion or comment? It's written as temporary because he started yesterday, so he was only temporary until he was appointed or accepted today as full-time deputy. Other questions or comments? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Donna, Reininger, promotional pay raise. Motion to accept.
Make motion.
Second. Yeah, that's from an E1 to E3 to get him caught up on his experience, past experience, 3 years, well, 4 years experience. Questions or comments?
That is road department.
Yeah, that's the road department. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes. Any other business before the reading the orders? Motion to close.
Make motion.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.